Hi, I'm Dr. Greenapple from Thrive with this week's Monday Motivational. In keeping with our detoxification program, I'm going to be talking about detoxing the mind. You know, the body and mind are really connected. They're just different languages. The language to the mind are emotions, the language to the body are feelings. For instance, if we get anxiety, that's an emotional response in our mind, but the feeling could be an elephant sitting in my chest, a panic attack, a stomach ache, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, so on and so forth. So I like to kind of work on both because I do believe that they are both connected. So when we're trying to detox the mind, it could be something as simple as changing some of the behavioral patterns, these habituated patterns that we have. We can actually rewire the brain. Right now, the world is in more anxiety than most of us have known in any of our lifetimes, from political to environmental to so on and so forth. So let's just try to do some quick exercises to see if we can detoxify the mind and change some of our thought patterns. Most of this is just becoming aware of what's going on presently, and that way we can change those behavioral patterns. A couple of examples for this is, for example, you have to understand what is the trigger, and once you understand what the trigger is, then what is the response to the trigger, and then if we could change that response, we could change our outcome. We can't change the trigger, but we can certainly change the response and therefore change the outcome. I can give you an example for this, from a personal example. For instance, when I come home and I know that the TV is going to be on my house, that kind of bothers me. So I know the trigger is going to be there when I come home. My response could be yelling, "Why is the TV on?" creating havoc in my house, and then the rest of the evening is not going to be a fun evening. Or I can come home, I know that trigger is going to be there, I can walk in, go into the other room, meditate, read a book, play guitar, whatever I need to do, change my response, and then the rest of the evening will be better for everyone. Same type of thing you could do with food. For instance, I'll give you another example. I was at Trader Joe's the other day. For whatever reason, I saw this bag of chocolate-covered pretzels, which I don't even usually buy, but for whatever reason, I picked them up. Maybe I was having hormonal issues, maybe it was the packaging, who knows. Picked them up, came home, I was watching a webinar, I started eating one, first one was delicious. Next thing you know, I'm popping in my mouth one after the other. Habituated pattern, I wasn't even tasting them anymore. I wasn't even finished chewing the last one, but putting another one in my mouth. So what I did is I took 5 of them out, I took a bite of one, I chewed it for 30 seconds, I became aware of what I was doing. All of a sudden the taste came back, it was delicious. I stopped at 5, I wasn't having a sugar crash, so on and so forth. Change the behavior patterns by becoming aware. These are great ways that we can reduce our toxicity in our minds. And what a better way to become aware than through meditation. Now, there are different types of meditations. You can have a formal meditation, like I do every morning, 30 to 45 minutes, and then some Qigong with all these different, beautiful movement patterns. But these take time and they take dedication and years to really perfect. Research has come out and shown that in the new meditation for people that are not seasoned meditators, they could do this with short bursts during the day, and the efficacy is very, very high. And the short bursts can be 1 minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, anything to change the response. Something as easy as the breath. Take 2 deep breaths in and just slowly blow it out. That changes the neurochemistry in the brain. Feel the air coming into your nose. Feel it filling up your lungs. Just become aware of what you're doing. Take a walk, but instead of listening to your Walkman or whatever you're listening to, your podcast, look at the birds, look at the trees, look at something to become aware and what's present around you. Wonderful ways, easy things to do, mindful eating while you're making dinner, while you're having dinner, smell your food, taste your food, just slow down. Take a shower. Don't think about what the day is ahead of you, feel the warm water. Just become aware and present. The brain is malleable, we could change the brain. This is called neuroplasticity, we could change the wiring. Remember that there's a saying where neurons fire together, wire together. Whatever you practice, you become stronger at. That could be bad habits or good habits. Think about making some changes in your life by simply taking some time and becoming aware. So practice a couple of tips, and we'll see you next week for the next Monday.